I was standing in the florist's back room when my phone began to vibrate like it was panicking, not ringing, buzzing, over and over. I didn't answer. I already knew. By the time I stepped back into the sunlight, my name was trending in my own family. Selfish, jealous, unstable, all words she'd chosen carefully. I had refused to invite my brother's fiancée to my wedding, and she decided to burn me for it. My brother and I grew up sharing a room and secrets. We learned silence together. We learned loyalty the hard way. When our parents split, he slept on the floor next to my bed because he couldn't stand the quiet. I protected him, always had. When he met her, I tried. God, I tried. She smiled too much, asked questions that felt like audits, complimented by collecting weaknesses. I noticed, but I stayed quiet. Love makes people deaf. Then she crossed a line she didn't know existed. At dinner one night, she joked about how my wedding would be awkward without certain people. Her eyes locked on mine. Not playful, measuring. Later, my brother asked why I seemed distant. I told him the truth, calmly. I don't want her at my wedding. He laughed, thinking I was exaggerating, until I didn't smile back. The truth was simple and ugly. 3 months earlier, I'd discovered she'd been spreading a version of me that didn't exist. A coworker pulled me aside. "Hey, are you okay?" That's how it always starts. Apparently, I was controlling, bitter, secretly in love with my brother, the kind of lie that sounds ridiculous until it's repeated with confidence. She told people I'd sabotaged her friendships, that I was mentally unstable, that she was afraid of me. I didn't confront her. I listened. Pain burned hot at first, then it cooled into something usable. When I told my brother I wouldn't invite her, she retaliated within hours. Screenshots appeared. Group chats lit up. A cousin stopped replying. An aunt sent a long message about family harmony. She framed herself as the victim of my cruelty, and I let her. Silence is a powerful camouflage. While she talked, I watched. I archived every message, screen-recorded voice notes, saved timestamps. I noticed how her stories shifted depending on the audience, how she forgot who she'd told what. I spoke to a lawyer, not to sue, but to understand. Defamation has a shape, and she was drawing it for me. I reached out to 3 people she trusted, not to accuse, just to ask gentle questions. They filled the gaps for me without realizing it. Patterns emerged, old conflicts, former friends who'd misunderstood her, explanations that didn't align. I built a timeline. Truth is patient. Lies rush. A post went live the night before my bridal shower. Vague, emotional, designed to invite speculation. I never thought someone could hate me this much for loving her brother. Thousands of words weren't needed. The implication did the work. That's when I moved. I sent my brother an email, not a text, not a call. An email forces reading. Attached were screenshots, audio clips, contradictions highlighted, not explained. A timeline he couldn't ignore. I ended with one sentence. I didn't want this to hurt you, but it will only stop if the truth is seen. The confrontation didn't happen loudly. It happened in their living room. I wasn't there. I didn't need to be. My brother called me later. His voice sounded like something had cracked and shifted permanently. "She lied," he said. Not angry, devastated. "She's been doing this to other people too." Apparently, when faced with evidence, she did what liars always do. She cried, then blamed stress, then accused him of betrayal, then threatened to leave. He let her. But I wasn't finished. I waited until the wedding week, until the whispers had peaked and curiosity had fermented into certainty. Then I sent one final message, not publicly, privately, to the same family group she'd poisoned. No commentary, no insults, just proof. Silence followed, then apologies, then panic. Her social media vanished within hours, accounts deactivated, comments deleted. Too late. Screenshots remember everything. She sent me one last message. "You ruined my life." I stared at it for a long time. Then I replied, "No, you just told your story too many times." On my wedding day, the room felt lighter than I expected. My brother stood beside me, eyes red, hand steady. When the music swelled, I didn't think of her at all. That's the real victory. Not destruction, clarity. I didn't scream, I didn't chase, I didn't beg to be believed. I let the truth do what it always does when given space. Some people mistake silence for weakness. They never see the blade forming underneath. I walked away clean, she walked away exposed, and I slept better than I had in years.